As the 70s roll in, stability around the world has never been as shaky. Interplanetary alliances join together to seek ideological supremacy across both planets. Cultural shifts are uprooting norms that have been in place for centuries. Technological shifts have been changing how the world itself functions. As these shifts occur, life continues in the Seedbearer region, where a seemingly random group of people have come together to try and make sense of the nonsensical. This is Hazeltown Story.
Hello, I'm Bobinator. I am playing Ferris pronouns he, him. He is a TV host for a wildlife and society show called Whole Wild World. It's not super popular yet, but he's trying to work on that. And that should be it.
Hi, I'm Carnival. I'll be playing Elvis Granner, pronouns she, they, an engineering student who has made a surveillance network by accident.
I am, of course, Deathmaster 780. I will be playing Bob B, pronouns he, him. He's a local businessman who gets into some shady shit, maybe. And also, I'll be playing Saskia, a dead soul trapped in a stone, pronouns she, her.
Rock Spirit. I'm TorpidTypist, and I'm here to Hazeltown contact these nuts, and I'll be playing Aravia, she, her, an immortal dumbass.
Everyone in tow. Your party further developed. You basically now have one major thing that you want to do right at the moment. You were told to go to Lucky's Tavern, or at least the shell of Lucky's Tavern, at midnight, and you decided that as the party that would go in, just to clarify so that everyone's on board, it was mostly Aravia and also
This ugly fucking dog.
are going into the tavern.
Yes. And Elvis is staying on the outside.
Yeah, I'm monitoring comms.
Okay, so how exactly are you monitoring?
I got the Google Glass, looking at all watching the different angles of the tavern,
All right.
and also whatever. If you put a little something on the dog, I guess that also is something I can look through.
Okay. So is there any other prep before you want to go in?
When they arrive there, Saskia via Mr. Snuffles looks over the building and says, "Yeah, what is the purpose of this place?"
It was basically a bar eatery until it ran out of business.
Looks deserted.
They said it was gone for about a year, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
All
So,
right,
yeah.
well, Mr. Snuffles will trot over, and I assume the door is still busted from earlier.
I was gonna say, did you bust it open or did you just force it
He
open?
very loudly picked it open.
Yeah, Ferris did something to fuck with the lock.
I was gonna say, right, oh right, you picked it open, but then as you opened it, something got rattled.
Yeah, the door isn't
Okay.
busted. The lock's a little fucky, though.
So as you get there, you notice that the lock has been replaced. I don't think the internal door has been, but you notice that there is now an additional lock thing there, but very easy, notable padlock there that's a little bit harder to crack open. That being said, you do see the box that the key was supposed to be in is still there. So how do you want to approach this, as it is just about the time they said to meet?
And crack that bad bitch open and get the key.
Are the windows boarded up and stuff?
Yes, but you
Okay.
can kind of see inside.
All right, in that case, Saskia will say to whoever, "Can you please lift Mr. Snuffles up so he can see inside?"
Yeah, sure, why not? And Aravia just hefts up Mr. What is it? Snuffles? I can't I can't. Okay, I was gonna say I can't reproduce that noise.
Mr. Snuffles, yes.
Yes, Mr. Snuffles. Then okay, yeah, I'll fucking do it.
As you lift Mr. Snuffles up, you look inside, and there does not look to be any sort of activity. It is.
Place.
Yeah, it is as empty as you saw it earlier that day.
Okay, well, I put down Mr. Snuffles and pet him on the head.
He wags his tail.
After that, you go for the box, and you do see a key there. Actually, now you see 2 keys in there. Not that it would be necessary, but you
taking
do
both.
see the keys. I take
Key
it
for
you're just
each
gonna use the
lock.
locks on the keys on the locks.
Why would I not? No, I'm gonna huck them through the window.
I didn't know if you wanted to have a spicy entrance or not.
Look, man, sometimes you just go from point A to point B. No muss, no fuss.
All right.
Well, there's a back door on this place, right?
Yes, there is a back entrance, which
All right.
also, as Sir Elmas would see as they were going to lock or like observe the place, that there's a similar situation that has been extra locked. But as you go ahead.
So Saskia will examine the back door and then say to Aravia, "How strong are you?
Yes? Yes.
And perhaps use your strength to kick this door, and only this door, down."
Okay. It seems pretty fun, actually.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So, it is at night. I would say that the area is lit up pretty well. They kind of still have the city lights are like active. They have a pretty good lighting system, and it's in the back of the building, but it's not like back alley like.
Oh, I was gonna say, can you see it
hidden.
from the street?
Depending upon where you are, you can. Like,
Also, if we broke the door down, it would be very loud, and someone would probably call the cops.
So I'm trying to think because it's in. Yeah, let's say yes. It is midnight commercial, so there's not a whole lot of business. There's some 24-hour businesses that are open. There would probably be like a grocery store that would be open. So, but it is relatively quiet. So you would, if there was really any loud noise, it would kind of echo throughout the night.
Yeah, and people would call the cops.
Yeah.
It's one thing to hear someone rummaging through the garbage. It's a whole nother to.
It's also another thing to like rummage through, like even like kicking the door down in the middle of like a busy when there's a bunch of noise going around. But this is quiet. So if you did, well, it depends upon what you want to do. So if you want to handle the door, you can choose to do either the, hey, let's just pick it open, or let's just use the keys provided and hope that they work. Or you can make a loud entrance, which is more cathartic, but also might not be necessary.
I'm going to see if I can unlock the back door with the keys I have.
So I will give this just so that it is clear. The keys that were right by were by a like the door that you would get to on the side, which would be kind of the more main entrance. This back door, you try the key and it doesn't work.
Okay.
It is for a different pickle. It is for a different padlock.
I figured.
So do you want to just use the side door, or do you want to actually kick down a door?
In this one instance, I don't feel like dealing with the cops because they could just end our situation early before we get any info. So I'd say just head in.
All right. So as you walk in, like I will say that as you kind of look inside, or like from the outside, you look in and it looks empty. As you open the door up, the room is completely lit, as if it was in full activity. There is like the lights are on. The decorations are different than what you would imagine. The room shape and like the furniture is all there, but it looks much different than what you would imagine it would be when it was like what you saw from basically the desiccated shell of what it was. There is music playing. It is a kind of nondescript music that you cannot tell exactly what it is, but it sounds like what you would imagine. Like it is like if you did essentially what it sounds like is like if you fed lounge music CDs through a neural net, and this is what it would produce. Like it is something that is nondescript, but you can like very much is lounge music.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but you've never heard it anywhere.
Yes. You also see that the room is crowded, or not crowded, but you see that there's a number of people in the room that are also like filling up the bar. Like there's people sitting on the bar, people in the like in the booths. As you kind of go to as you kind of look at them, you realize that you can't really draw a bead on what they look like. They are just nondescript people. You can't even tell like species, like they have a general height, but it's a weird vagueness that you can't. They are nondescript. They are just entities that are taking up space, with the exception of a number of people that you can tell that they are not these essentially these creatures that you can't really tell what's going on. But you're not quite close enough to get to them.
The faceless creatures supernatural?
Right. Let me double check the wording of Aravia's thing. Also,
I was going to ask if Saskia can see this too.
Saskia has extra planar awareness, which is she can see supernatural activity.
Yes, you both can see it.
And I'm guessing this isn't showing up on the cameras then, or is it?
It is not,
because it is a different plane.
Okay, just wanted to double check. Guys, you okay? You're talking less than normal.
So I'll say, like, this is all coming to you like seconds as you're walking in. Like, this is not like after a couple minutes. This is just you walk in and just, or like you open the door and just kind of take in the flavor of the room. So basically you can tell that there is activity, but you don't know what the thing is or what is actually being served here. But much to the difference of what is from the outside, you can tell that this place is definitely not deserted.
Mr. Snuffles lets out a confused growl and then hides behind one of Aravia's beefy legs.
Aravia actually just turns around, picks up Mr. Snuffles, and cradles him in her arms.
He seems to appreciate that.
I figured.
Okay.
And as we'll let this play out like usual, Aravia's gonna walk up to the bar and see the Dragon Man waiting there.
I didn't say that. But yes.
She's been through this enough times.
So yes. The Dragon Man from your dream is in fact the bartender there. And he sees you and walks up to you and basically kind of stops what he was doing and just looks from behind the bar and is like, well, I take it they got to you.
Hey?
Yeah. Let's get some things straight first, actually. So welcome, I guess, is he kind of just does like hands trying to like kind of like the, hey, here's this place. Welcome to Lucky's.
I'm impressed with what you've done with the place. It sure looked like a shithole a few minutes ago.
Yeah. I think of I'm just trying to think about how to like
phrase it.
Yeah. He says, yeah, this is kind of this place was kind of like, it was definitely fortunate that we were able to find a fixer-upper, so to speak.
Is it really fixing it up if it's still a shithole?
Well, it serves what we need.
I mean, yes, but this one's different than that one.
Yeah. We just need a place because it's a little harder to get a hold of people in your state compared to mine.
My state? We don't live in the States.
He pauses. He's like, well, yes. What I mean is, I don't have, like, it is, he just gives out his hand. Well, maybe this will help explain things. He just kind of waves his hand in motion and then, let's just say he, reaches out for, he has a card in his hand. Like, he flicks one out from his wrist.
Ooh, neat magic trick.
Do you go to take it?
Yes.
As you try and take it, your hand just goes straight through. You see. Go ahead.
Well, Mr. Snuffles will then try to take it.
Mr. Snuffles cannot take it either. Like the paw just goes straight through the hand.
Oh no, he was using his mouth.
Oh well, the mouth goes straight. Like there is no contact. And as
Ravia is going to reassuringly pet Mr. Snuffles.
Uh,
Yeah, does the Dragon Man have like any opinions on this demonic dog that Aravia's holding?
no, because he's gonna. As you'll see, there's other stuff.
Actually, at this point, Saskia is going to use her many years of research to try and figure out if she knows what this place is.
Let's see.
I look forward to him just explaining it outright.
Well, let's see. Let me just look at the phrasing. So, pet, prepared for this. You have a basal understanding of supernatural links from our world to other planes and Okay.
I was going to do the research skill.
Oh, under. So you're counting astrology, is that?
No. Down further. Research.
Oh, you're just gonna. Oh, you're just gonna do an action roll. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was like, oh, you have a special talent. So research for that. Oh, let's see. I mean, it's controlled. There's no like imminent threat. Since you do have prepared for this, I would say, I'm gonna call this normal versus limited. So normal control.
Standard and
standard and controlled.
Did I get any extra dice for that or no?
Well, I mean, not offhand. If you want to push it, you can.
No. All right.
Okay, so you rolled a 2 and a 4. So I will say, that is a mixed success. So how I'm going to handle this is I'm going to bump the effect down to limited. And what you see there is you recognize that this is in fact our extraplanar space. What you know is basically that there is entities that can in limited capacity react to those in your plane. These are creatures that, or like this is an instance that you're not exactly certain where the origin is, but they are able to communicate with you on this plane. This in particular, this what you know is that the extraplanar spaces do not have like a set being. They change throughout the ages and can adapt to current trends or current like things. So it's not necessarily, this could be something that has like existed for a while, but you have no clue because you know that these things can change, and there's nothing in particular about this place that sticks out.
They're very fluid.
Something notable.
All right. Saskia's voice will rasp out. This place, it is a meeting ground between our dimension and yours. Is it not, Barkeep?
Yes, it is in fact a meeting place, I guess you can call it.
That explains the dream shit.
Yes, I apologize for being vague, but these connections between our worlds, really, it fluctuates with time and like phases of the moon and all that, I guess.
But one can never expect extraplanar beings to be straight with you.
Sounds like a lot of fucking lunacy to me.
That too.
Either way, I just want it to be fucking done. That's why I'm here. I'm so tired of it.
Well, I guess now that this we have found a mutual place that I can do this a little bit more conveniently than, well, straight up invading your dreams, I guess. I can kind of explain a little bit more why exactly I have been in contact with you.
As long as it means you don't need to invade my dreams anymore, I don't give a shit.
Well, let's just say we've been keeping a he kind of like puts his hand on his like chin to kind of like he's trying to figure out how to phrase something. Well, let's just say that we've been kind of seeing you and I guess your group of what that you've been getting into let's just say more contact than or kind of than I would say most people in your plane. And we've been keeping a little bit of an eye on you, and we feel that we may or you may be of use to us.
Ow.
Well, let me actually phrase it like this, because we've been keeping an eye. We kind of feel that from what we have seen from you that let me explain why we feel like you might be help. Like, you have been involved with, well, you've been coming into our world through, I don't know exactly how exactly you've been doing it, but say, for example, we have seen you into that, let's see, you were into that, into those mountains back in at Castle Rock. You have been taking a look at I forgot what the park was named. That park in outside of the Steinwald. We've seen you in multiple different places over the time. Looks like you've been investigating various things.
You mean the scrying sessions?
Yes, I guess that could be what you're calling it, but let's just say you've been invading. Well, not invading, but you've been connecting with our plane more than, say, most people.
Oh, so you saw that thing with the pillow?
Yes,
Oh,
actually.
Shit.
Well, I would hold on to that, because that might be, well, let's just say that might be an additional benefit, maybe. Hopefully not, but don't worry. We can't.
You gonna have me kill people?
Well, no, that's not exactly what we're here for.
And fucking explain yourself, please.
Well, so what we've noticed is that a lot of your actions in that world, so you seem to be, we have seen, like, in particular with that pillow incident, let's call it, and the incident with the at the lake with you've dealt with Cygnus multiple times, and you have dealt with from what we'd observed, you've been dealing with, say, some cult things, I believe, as you would refer to them as organizations like, say, Cassiopeia, if that name rings a bell.
Oh, the constellation cults.
Yes, I believe that's how you all refer to them as.
Yeah, we were just looking into them. Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
Were the constellation cults around like 1,000 years ago when Saskia was still alive?
No.
All right.
They're a very recent thing from a certain white lion.
Yeah, they would be within 200 years.
I see.
So these cults, as you would say, have actually been they've actually been getting a little close to us. And, well, in particular, we've been keeping an eye on activities that they've been doing to make sure that we want to make sure that they are not using our connections, because also we have noticed that you have, let's say, had contact with Sylph and Sylph colonies. In particular, you came across you befriended the, let's see, I believe you befriended the nymph. I believe you called her Sophie? Is that what it
that
was?
was her name.
You've come across a number of Sylph colonies and actually have been able to make contact with them.
Yeah, why? It's weird. Hey, Saskia, can you talk to Sylphs?
To answer the let's see, to answer the question,
I don't actually know the answer to that question.
So
Lolo.
that's why I will say that Saskia, as Saskia's are. Let's see. Let me look at any verbiage. Just a double.
Saskia also
triple check.
lives in Iraq. They can relate.
I mean,
Wait, does that also mean that Virtue sees them too?
Saskia
yes.
can, then probably.
Yes, actually, both Saskia and by proxy Virtue can communicate with Sylphs.
Yes, I have communicated with a number of Sylphs over the years.
Oh, good.
So-
Finally, somebody else. Jeez.
It was an ability I did not acquire, however, until after I ended up in my current state.
Oh, you weren't always able to do it?
That's why I was alive.
Oh, huh. Okay.
I did, however, have some colleagues in my order who could. It's not a gift everyone possesses.
I don't know, I still think y'all are the weird ones. Can't talk to sylphs, goddamn. Open your fucking ears.
So regardless, what I am saying is that you have been, let's say you have had a positive relationship with sylph/nymph kind that you have come across.
I mean, yeah, I can understand. If there's anything I understand, it's wanting to, do your own thing and live your own life. So yes, why wouldn't I help them?
Because you can be like some of the other groups that have been around, like you've kind of come across groups like Cygnus, for example. And
well, I'm not a piece of shit like them, so
well, and that's why, especially with your, let's say, talents, you can help us deal with some of these groups and maybe help come across in let's say, sorry, I'm trying to let's say you can come across and maybe bring about some new synth/nymph life that's around here, because for some reason we're seeing a spike in activity of that type.
Oh yeah, we started a sylph colony actually. I think they're nymphs, but still.
Well, regardless, it seems like you have been quite approachable in that respect, in making sure that they have not been exploited, for example.
Yeah, there's actually a surprising amount of them. Them and weird haunted shit, like, and then she just gestures at Saskia.
Holds the dog up.
Exactly.
Yes. We've also observed that yes, you have acquired a number of relics in your crew that is quite a good sign that you might be able to help us out.
I mean, honestly, it's probably the only reason why I've stuck around as long as I have, is because things are actually interesting.
Well, he just kind of leans in a little bit. What exactly, like, how about if you like interesting things, I can help provide you with interesting things.
That sounds ominous, but sure.
Well, at this point, I don't really. It is ominous, and I understand that. But the things I might need you to help me with kind of come and go, as like these are not exactly long term for the moment activities. We might need you at certain times, so to speak, and we might need to we may have some, let's just say, smaller tasks that we need to take care of, or have been aware or made aware of some things that need to be taken care of.
Okay, before I agree to anything, actually, I have a few questions for you about what you know.
Okay.
Actually, give me a
Well, meanwhile, Mr. Snuffles is going to slowly pan the room, trying to see if there's any of the supernatural beings in the bar jump out at Saskia as being familiar.
So I will just do, from a casual observation. You take a look over. You see a lot of these kind of these faceless people, and you do notice that there is someone in a booth that they are currently wearing a robe, and they look to be playing a game of solitaire with a deck.
Mr. Snuffles will jump off the bar and trot over to this booth.
Okay, well, I'll figure we'll handle that once Darple gets back, because I think technically, there we go. Okay, so as you ask, or as you say, oh, hey, we need some question, he kind of does raise his hand for a little bit, and then he says, now, I will go ahead and say, I actually only know what I need to know, so I don't know if you're looking for anything further on than me. I don't know exactly what I can help you with.
You can pass my message along then, if you can't answer.
That I can possibly do. So what is
Okay.
your questions?
What do you know about the White Lion?
What do I know about the White Lion? By chance, I don't know anything that's by the White Lion. Do you know what other
He's the
anything
current head of the Constellation cults.
White Lion? He just goes and thinks, and he's like, I do remember. Yes, I do. By chance, know that there is a White Lion man who is, I believe, the head of one of the Constellation cults. I believe that he is the one that is in the head of.
Cygnus, wasn't it?
It wasn't Cygnus. He was the head
Libra.
of.
Libra. Oh, yeah.
Well, yes.
Terra Nova.
Terra Nova, yes. He is the one that is the head of Terra Nova. I know that he exists, but I do not know much of like current location, other than he does tend to not stick around in one place for very long.
Then pass that one on up, I guess. Like, I'm
If-
happy to help, but I would also like answers.
Well, this might sound not like a great answer, but perhaps as some of the activities that I'll need you to help with might help out with trying to find out information about that. So you might come across answers along your way if you do choose to help us out.
Okay. And then one other question is, what do you know about me? And I don't mean this Hazeltown shit. I'm talking before that.
He just kind of looks at you, and it's just, well, I don't. Some of these things are a little bit, again, as I said, a little bit above, as you might say, above my pay grade. But what I can say is that you have been very helpful in helping us observe things that have been happening around there. Something that is a little bit in a way that, let's say, most people around you can't.
So I've been told.
Now, I know that there he just kind of looks and is like, I'm just trying to think about, because what I can tell is there is something about you that I find more akin your like, most people, like, people's magical like energy, like they have a signature. Like most people, you can tell what kind of like things that they can practice, if anything. People have like magical signatures. Your signature is akin more to what I have seen. He kind of like goes around and is like, you mentioned that you can talk to sylphs and all that. Like that is something that is unique. There is something more akin to your signature that I've seen in sylphs and nymphs than I have seen in most of the people that are around you.
I mean, yeah, because they're weirdos.
That is, he just kind of puts his hand on his chin and is like, that is, I guess, an interesting way of putting it. But there is something that is a more, like, that is what I can tell you. I can't give you, like, any definition of what you are, but your signature is quite unique.
Do I smell? Is it?
It's not a negative kind of signature, but it is just, it is, she's trying to, you can tell he's trying to think about a way to kind of describe it. He's like, the makeup of your being is different than that of, let's say, normal people, so to speak. What exactly that makeup makes of you, I don't know. But what I can tell you is that there is something unique about your being.
Saskia, is this flirting?
As far as I'm aware,
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry, it's weird.
believe they're saying you're not immortal.
Happens to the best of us.
And the barkeep actually is like, that actually reminds me of something that I should probably let you know of, because it is the reason why this meeting is even happening to begin with. You can tell that he goes behind, like he reaches something under the bar, and pulls out a blank like index card. And as he goes to the on the index card, you can tell that he is like, he picks up a pen and he is writing it. Now, from what you can tell that he is writing something down. As you are sitting there, you can notice as you hear like him writing it down, from what you like or kind of hear, you can tell that there is something like it feels like you are like he is actually writing down something. Like there's something not like all the noise that you were hearing, like you can tell that it's like it feels pretty accurate, but there's something manufactured about it. This, as he's writing it down, is actually something physical. Like it is something that he is writing down something in front of you. And after like a couple seconds, he finishes writing and he pushes the paper towards you.
Okay.
You can tell it like on the index card, which is just like a blank card. There's three things. One is the name. One is the phrase "Arthur sent me." The other is an address, and the address is of the name on the address is. How many tabs open?
Like clean out my tabs.
Where's nope? That's the wrong one. NPC directory. There you are. Rolf Fowler is the name on the. I'll go ahead and actually put that in here for your convenience. Oop. Rolf Fowler, with the address to an apartment that's in the Steinwald. And the third thing is the drawing that you have seen that is the Libra logo. And as he slides that to you, the barkeep says, I have been in contact with a number of people. You are not the first people for me to be in contact with.
Is that why you've gotten so choosy?
Well, it's not. I don't know if choosy would be the right word, but possibly. I do have a number of people that have been. I don't know if sympathetic to our cause is really the right way of phrasing it, but you will have. If you do choose to help us, there are some allies that we have that will be able to help you when we are not around with our tasks.
Okay.
And this person here seems to be the charge of the lot. He is probably the one that will be most helpful in getting conversation with. After you have talked to him, we might be able to work something out, and you might be able to help us out.
How about this? Do you remember anything that happens in my dreams?
In your dreams?
Yes. The ones that you visited.
Well, mostly those were me projecting something into. It is something that I can. How about this? It's not so much that I am invading your dreams. It is. Imagine that there is you're in your dreams. Your dreams are like a radio broadcast. It is not so much that I can understand what the broadcast is that you're currently playing. I am more interrupting what is currently playing.
Ooh, pirate radio.
So to speak.
Because I was wondering if I could give you an answer soon, but not immediately, just so I could run it by everyone else.
Let's just say I will know.
Okay. Because I'd rather not make a big decision like this without, the other people who might get caught up in it involved.
Well, how about this? If you get in contact with this person, I will assume I know what your answer is.
Okay. Should also probably float this one by Toby too, I guess.
That might produce interesting results.
Oh?
It might be.
Who's this Toby you speak of?
What does Toby look like to you anyway?
Toby is an interesting case because he is a being that I know only through let's just say through association.
So he's like a hole.
Like a what?
A hole, like there's nothing there.
Not necessarily. He is someone that we have come across. But not he is someone that has been in a similar circumstance, but not this circumstance, so to speak.
I was just wondering because y'all see and perceive through magic and all that, so I just figured.
His case is an interesting one with his ability to his interest, let's say magical disorder, so to speak. But it is something that is a jamming signal for most magic, but it can be powered through, so to speak.
Huh, interesting. Okay. But yes, I should still run it by everyone because I don't usually work on my own.
Well, we're not necessarily asking you to work on your own. You are we know that you work in a group, and you just happen to be the best receptacle of our communication.
I know. As I said, I'll visit your contact once the choice has been made, because rather not assume, it'd be kind of rude, you know?
Satya or Mr. Snuffles just looks at Ravia, and Satya says, I merely follow you here now. It matters to me not.
Yeah, but you're not the only one. Either way.
Also,
is that everything?
Bartez says yes. I don't know if it is, and apologize for me being so rude, but I wrote it down on the card here. You should be actually able to grab this one. I did not introduce myself. You can refer to me as Arthur.
Okay, already.
I will await your answer. No time frame, so to speak.
Yeah, Aravia takes the card and the notes and just puts them in her jacket.
May we meet again. Now, I will say, now that we have met, so to speak, I'll try not to interrupt your dreams, so you have no worry on that.
Oh, well.
For those playing the home game, I just got a note from Torpo that said that he blue screened.
All right.
Ah, shit.
Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. If you would like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter, and if you would like to get to know me, or from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter, at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.